They got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression, it's all that I wanted. The phone and affection, I summon and dub it. Cause they got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't.
What's going on, fam? You're listening to the Urban Sports Scene. Welcome to our Washington Commanders versus the New York Giants preview show. Tomorrow at 1, the Commanders are in the Big Apple, ready to take on the New York Giants. Before we dive into the game, let's knock out some logistics. Hey, you can check out our website, which is www.urbansportsing.com. You can subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. Make sure you subscribe to the Urban Sports Scene YouTube channel. If you're in the YouTube chat, we accept super chats. Super chats help us support our show. These super chats will be prioritized over all comments in the chat. Don't forget to tweet us at Urban Sports Scene. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at Urban Sports Scene, and like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. You can also join our Urban Sports Scene Facebook group. Just search Urban Sports Scene, sports bloggers, sports podcasters, and sport debates. All right, let's get into our tradition, the pregame. Here's what we have on tap. Fox Sports Radio, 96.9 FM and 1340 AM. Hopewell, Virginia's Washington Commanders reporter Felix Trammell will join me to preview the Commanders' upcoming game against the New York Giants. All right, let's not waste any time. We got my guy in the building, so I don't like wasting time. What is good, Felix?
What's up, man? What's going on, man?
I'm good, bro. You in New York, right?
I'm actually not in New York. I'm in Tampa.
You in Tampa? Okay.
I'm flying up to New York in the morning, I hope.
Okay.
Because I know it's supposed to be weather, but I'm supposed to fly out just tomorrow morning to go up to the game.
Okay.
But I will be, all things considered, I'll be there.
I got it. Yeah, you will be there. I claim it for you. You'll be there.
Thank you.
All right, man. So, all right, let's get this dive into it, bro. Like, all right, obviously for a lot of fans, we got the news that Jayden's not playing.
Right.
You go whatever how folks feel about that. You know how I'm cool with him not playing, but I get both sides of it. I actually get both sides of the argument. But so with Jayden being ruled out, why should fans be excited about tomorrow's game?
Well, couple things. First things, people have been clamoring to see some of the younger guys. So, they've been clamoring, is Senate good? Can Bates catch? You're going to get your answer. You'll get it one way or the other. You'll get to see that tomorrow. Just to see how they compete against the division. And New York has been the team that Washington has controlled. If we remember all the way back to week 1, which seems like eons ago, Washington dominated that game.
True.
I mean, and the offense never really got a second gear, but the defense was just so good, it never mattered. Right. So let's see how that team competes. Like, they didn't really compete last week, and I think that's what was frustrating to most fans. It was like, all right, lose to Minnesota, that's whatever. Give up 31 to J.J. McCarthy. I know you're a Michigan guy.
Hey,
if you give up 31 to J.J. McCarthy, it's like, this guy's been struggling all year. Like,
true. It's true, though.
You made him look like prime Joe Montana. So, like, you see another guy, Jackson Dart, who likes to run. Like, how are you going to handle that? So, I mean, if they want stuff like that, you want to see these young players get the ability to shine. And that's what you would want to hope for, just so you have some pieces of what's going to be around in 2026 for Washington.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm excited to see. Well, first off, about Bobby Wagner. Is he going to play? I mean, I know he was like
he was on there with a knee. I believe he will. He was trending towards playing Thursday when I was there, so I believe he will.
Okay.
Now, only setback would be if they do get weather in New York. And part of the reason why I do think they're holding out Jayden is playing on that turf in MetLife. Yeah, that's a notoriously harder turf. Like, for whatever reason it is, and there's a lot of turf places in the league, MetLife has just been known as a harder turf surface. So you're talking about outside, it's guaranteed to be cold, could have snow. Like, they may not risk it with him, or you might see him in a little bit more limited just because of weather. But if it was a traditional week, I still think he plays. But he may not play every single down, which is something that would be new for the defense.
Yeah, I said this before. Like, there's nothing. I feel like this is a point in the season because there's nothing really you can get out of the season in terms of like you want to see development from young guys. And I'm not part. And when I say this, I am not part of the brigade that's saying bench Bobby Wagner and throughout the season. I'm not that person. But I will say, like at this point in time in the season, I'm cool with benching Bobby Wagner because at the end of the day, there's a likelihood that Bobby Wagner may not be on this team next year. There's a possibility that he may not be on this team next year. And you want to see a guy like Jordan McGee play Mike linebacker because that's where he's supposed to be slotted in for real. Like that's supposed to be his position.
Right.
See if he can play it at an NFL level. You want to see it.
And I think that's a good point. And with Will Harris back, you can still have Will Harris out there calling the defense, getting people lined up.
Yeah.
But you can allow McGee to put McGee and Madrano. Yeah. And I hope I think this is the time to let them get more reps and just see, because you win the game, great. You lose the game, okay.
Yeah.
Like it's not a make or break sort of deal, but you get to see what they can do in a competitive environment. So I'm not I don't disagree with you with that. Yeah. Bobby, for his flaws, and he has flaws in coverage, is still a very good linebacker in the NFL. So let's put that to bed. However, you want to see what talent you have, and this is really more of an AP question to see what talent is there. So whatever defense coordinator or whatever direction you want to go in the defense next year, you know, like, okay, I got some linebackers who can move. Now, they might need to be coached up, but I got some linebackers who can move. And as you can see across the league, any competitive team has what? Linebackers who can
move, who can cover, who can do a lot. You need like a versatile linebacker. And that's so you like because not every linebacker, I know everybody gets fixated on when the linebacker gets beat. Oh, he can't cover. Not every linebacker can cover great. Not everybody's like Fred Warner. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
yeah, like those are exceptions, and you have to give credit to the offense too. They put them in a bind. Like it's not like, okay, you're just straight up. No, they create angles and advantages. Like everyone go back all the way to the Falcons game when Bijan had that long play.
Yeah,
like. Yeah, Wagner on coverage, but he was screened through that. Like, it's a plan because they saw a tendency in Washington's defense. Yeah. So let's put all of that on the table. And good linebackers get beat, good cornerbacks get beat. Everyone gets beat in the NFL. That's the thing. But you need to put those guys out there. So you need to put them there. I would actually want to see Luvu more as a Russian. Yeah. Like, let him be more Russian this time, because what's your biggest defensive weakness right now?
You can't
rushing the passer.
I agree. I agree with all of that. Like, I feel like Luvu, it's a lot of things you just try out. I look at it, like I said, even if Jayden played, if he did play this game, right? I think everything should be utilized as a teaching method for these remaining games, including this Giants game. Like, if Jayden, like, I would scrap all design run plays. Like, I would scrap it, not because I think we're worried about like winning the football game. That needs to be that shouldn't be a thing. It should be about player development. So the things that you feel like Jayden is not strong in, like, we're gonna try to execute him in this game. Like, I will force you to do what you're uncomfortable doing because I want it for your development. It's all about your development. That's how I look at if you're gonna argue. If folks argue playing Jayden, my thing is then it better be not to say we're going to do the same old. We're going to try to win, like, hard to win the game. Obviously, we all want to win the game, but it's all about development. I want to put Jayden in positions where he's uncomfortable in terms of throwing the football, because he's a quarterback first, throwing the football so he can, like, going into next season, he knows he needs to work on and how he needs to improve on it, rather than just saying, oh, we're going to go through, I'm going to watch tape, film, and I want you to go against somebody else where they're playing their hardest, not your teammates, when they're playing their hardest, and you can learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, and I think that's a very good point. And I think it's a little hard because at the end of the day, Jayden's a competitor. He wants to play. He wants to win. So let's say, you're working on a certain concept and it's covered. His instinct is to go make a play, which is perfectly fine. But do you really want him to do that? And it's hard to turn that off because he
I agree with
is
you.
a competitor. So
Yeah,
it might be easier just to say, hey, you're not playing Sunday
I agree.
for that reason. And I'm more in the camp of he should be playing,
Mm-hmm.
but I get that point. Like if we don't 100% know that, hey, if this play breaks down, he's not going to go try to be Superman.
Yeah.
Let's take that out of his hands so he can't be right now. And I think
Yeah.
that's a very valid point.
Yeah, if I was Jayden, it would be I would tackle it a way of like I need to use these games to download information and improve on what I need to improve on. Because no one's perfect. What I mean by that, I'm not throwing shade on nothing. I mean, no one's perfect. Like
Right.
what I need to improve on, like I would use it that way rather than say, because I know I got legs.
Right.
I know I can try and make plays with my legs. You know what I mean? But that's not going to make you what you need, what you want to be down the road. Like I use this example with Lamar Jackson. They had to push Lamar wanted it too, and the coaching staff wanted it. That's why they stopped going throughout the whole run offense. They gave him Todd Monken came in to help test Lamar, help push Lamar to a position where he's now a better pocket passer. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
you want that same situation for Jayden down the road.
Yeah. And that takes time because that's how he's played, and you drafted him because of those talents.
Mhm.
Now you're trying to develop other talents too. So, and my other point of plan is even though you are 3-0 against New York, New
Yeah.
York's defense has provided a very good challenge towards you.
Yes.
Like if you remember,
They
they only
did.
scored 21 the first game, and you
Yeah.
thought like
We
really should have blown them out. That second game of the season last year, or the first time they played last year, when it was all field goals. Remember, it was the 7 field goal game,
Mhm.
and then you had the one up in MetLife where you scored a couple quick, and then you kind of never went to that next gear. So
Mhm.
that you want to set yourself against that defense. That defense has been fairly successful against you.
No, I agree. My man, what's up, John? I know who you are, man. He said, find Jayden and Derrick Henry.
I mean,
That
now Derrick Henry's don't just walk down the street. Lord knows that. But they need to find a consistent running game,
I
like
agree with
a certified number one running back that can get those 20 carries a game, or NFL, that's 17. But
Yeah.
you get those 17 carries a game that they can rely on, because all quarterbacks rely on a good running game.
Right.
And when the best running threat has been Jayden, that's been a problem because you can't consistently do it. Now, I think Washington can run the ball. I don't think they run it enough or scheme enough to run it. And I think that was the issue with the previous regime, that you didn't run the ball enough. Now, Washington will actually have some decent stats with running the ball, but they get away from it.
Yeah.
Like, last week, you get on the 1 yard line and you don't run it.
That was crazy.
You don't run it. Like,
that was
at
crazy.
the end of the day, push somebody forward.
Yeah.
Like, bring Mariota in and fall down over the goal line. Something.
Yeah. They could have ran the ball. He chose violence.
I mean, he did, but to be fair, the throw was on the money on the 4th down. So
no. I said that.
Yeah.
It was on the money. As a play caller, you can say, like, for him, he would say, well, it was there. But even to be fair, like I would let's use that game to be fair. To be fair, also Brandon Coleman was open if Jayden threw it earlier. He held that ball that 1 second.
He held it. Because that's essentially the play he threw his first touchdown on, Trent Scott.
Yeah,
that was essentially the same play.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't throw it.
Yeah, so he didn't throw it quick enough. Like, so once he hesitated, then the DB got there. But I will say this though, for that, but second for the 1 year, there's so many things that can go wrong when you decide to throw the football in that situation. There's so many variables, right? The variables outweigh if you just hand the ball off in the 1 yard line. Like, obviously, lost snap, fumble, don't get it, right? There's so many variables when you're throwing the ball: drop pass, tip pass,
sack,
fumble, bad
holding,
snap. And it was a shotgun play, bad snap for holding. You know what I mean? There's so many variables, man. Like, that's why I looked at that situation. Like, I get, all right. That's how when I argue that play, I'm like, all right, you messed up with the Brandon Coleman thing. Let that thing go. You didn't get it in. All right, whatever. The next time, run the ball. And then if you don't get it, maybe you want to throw the ball. Maybe out, but at least it looks bad from second and go from the one.
I don't mind on the second down throwing it.
Yeah,
the third down I'm running it.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like it looks wild. It looks crazy for 3 straight passing plays.
Yeah,
that's what looks crazy. It looks crazy for 3 straight passing plays from the 1 yard line.
But, absolutely.
But yeah, to the point of solving problem. Not Jayden Griffin. Nah, man, we're not doing that. That's too much.
Yeah, we're not even gonna address that.
We're not gonna do that. I like our trio. I want to see Cliff use our run game without using. I agree. I mean,
exactly.
I agree. Look, man, I'm a big C-Rod fan, man. I think C-Rod. What I like about C-Rod is every time he gets the opportunity, he produces.
And I actually like C-Rod and I like McNichols. I think they do complement each other well. And because McNichols makes plays. Like if you go back and see some of those plays, he makes plays. Now Rodriguez, his advocate, he was in the SEC. He's the SEC running back.
Yeah.
Like he understands run concepts and he has the body to hold up when you do that.
Agreed.
So like Chris Rod should get more burn, and he had to fight hard to get his spot and things, whatever.
Yeah.
Like. It should be rewarded. This should be the time where he should be leaning on people. And they did run the ball that first drive.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what gets frustrating. You're like, when you're there, it's there. Just, batter it in. And Chris Rodriguez definitely deserves these last 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to give him 15 touches a game.
Me too.
Just find a way to get him 15 touches. And a couple of those little dump offs or screen or something. Get him involved and see what he can do.
Do you feel like you're around and you don't gotta give any tea like that for real, but is C-Rod like a Cliff guy? Is he a Cliff guy?
For my honest opinion,
yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I think he's worked so hard that they couldn't not have him. You cannot deny him. And then when the whole B-Rob situation went down and they let B-Rob go, it was to understand that Rodriguez is there for that supplement that could do those B-Rob things, and he can't. Yeah. So is he a top Cliff guy? No, but I think that, they started with Eckler, and Eckler had an unfortunate, and Bill got hot for a few games, and then Bill wasn't ready physically to be RB1.
Yeah.
And he stalled, and then Cliff's game, no matter the quarterback, and this is more of a Cliff thing, and I think somebody put it in the chat about running the ball without Jayden, the threat of Jayden running.
Yeah.
Do the same thing with Mariota. Mariota is a threat to run, so let's do more under center, running the ball and just force their hand, because the strength of this team right now is your offensive line. Like, let them dictate the pace and tempo and run the ball with the running backs. Like, somebody said in the chat, and I missed it, they were like, they wanted to see Cliff run the ball without the threat of Jayden running. It's the same thing when Marcus is back there. Like, that doesn't change. Marcus is a runner too. So they need to turn. It's almost like, you know how the sliders you have on like NCAA and Madden, let's slide the quarterback run down and slide up, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I think that would be beneficial to both quarterbacks if they had that type running game, because you see what the play action does for not as good quarterbacks.
I agree. Mr. 804 says, but when you have a 3-headed monster that you don't use correctly, is it a 3-headed monster?
Hey.
You said it. You're right.
Hey, he ain't wrong.
He ain't wrong, my guy.
He ain't wrong. Like, if it's supposed to be the 3 and it's only 2, I mean, that 2 can't carry the 3rd sometimes. And, when you become when you're not a threat, it's no longer a 3-headed monster. So, I mean, I think we all saw what it looked like when it was just a quarterback and a running back and no receivers of merit. We saw what the offense looked like.
Yeah. I mean, I keep trying to tell y'all when y'all was trying, not you, Felix, I'm talking about some of the folks out there on social media when y'all trying to get rid of Terry on the low. See what it's different, right? It looked different.
I mean, at the end of the day, NFL talent is NFL talent.
Exactly. Yeah. It's different. It's different. Right. It's just different. Let's say in terms, let's see. What my man Todd said, C-Rod is a classic example of coaches not believing in what the tape and what the tapes and their eyes are showing them. Stop looking at analytics and measurements. Again, I feel like so. All right, my belief, and this is my belief in the situation with running backs. With the running back situation, I feel like Bill is the back that Cliff likes. And he wants to, he feels like could be explosive in this offense. To your point, and I feel like that's where the emergence of Bill came, and in terms of, and he had a good start, right? But like you said, the body doesn't hold up. He is the smaller dude. But in the NFL, playing running back in NFL is more than just what your attributes show. There's a lot that's involved with it. There's some nuances to it. Felix, you coach football, so there's a nuance to it. And there's also like obviously something that C-Rod does in terms of he doesn't have the elusiveness as a Bill, but he finds a hole. He's the one cut and go. He leans forward. There's other things he does that helps an offense more than I would say to the Bill at this point in time in his career.
Yeah, and I think Bill, and this is not fallacy on Bill, it's a great skill. He's trying to make the big play.
There you go.
And you can see it. He's trying to find a comeback, and he has amazing vision. The problem is good running backs will take that 3 yards. The 3 yards are not pretty.
Yeah.
Like you hit the middle linebacker, that 3 yard gain. It's 2nd and 7. But those 3 yard gains in the first quarter turn into 4 in the second quarter.
Exactly.
5 in the third quarter, 8 in the fourth quarter when you're trying to put a game away. And those things matter. And so Bill, you gotta look at Bill this way. Remember, Bill didn't play football last year.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like people are like, well, he'll be fresh. Like you've got to feel contact. So you go from Alabama State to it was Arizona, whatever.
Arizona State was Arizona. Was it Arizona? It's Arizona. It was
Arizona, and then you try to get on at the other school. You weren't eligible. New Mexico State. You weren't eligible. So you went from not getting no contact to getting contact by NFL defenses. And Washington played a run of very good NFL defenses. So your body couldn't hold up. Now, Chris is used to that more playing in the SEC.
That's a good point, man.
His body is built up for that contact. So Bill has the explosiveness, and you see some of these plays, but it got to when he got hot, it also correlated with the receiving core was depleted. So now there's 8, 9, 10 guys in the box. And okay, the lineman block 5, you break the tackle of 6 and 7, but here's 8 and 9 still waiting there for you because there's no threat of anybody else. So that contributes to Bill as well. And C-Rod just kind of understands, and running backs hate it. You get that 3 yards, get that 3 yards, get that 3 yards. And eventually it wears down because everyone sees that as a win.
Yeah.
You see that as a win if you get 3 yards. If you try to cut back and break and you lose 3 yards, now the offense is scrambling. Now the linemen are looking around like, what the heck happened? Now you got to press the ball. Now people are going to start to blitz.
No, I agree. I think that someone said, like my guy John said in the chat about Derrick Henry. That's what makes Derrick Henry so great. Is that he'll take the 3-4 yards and he's leaning on you. Of course, he'll get you explosive ones too. I'm not saying he wouldn't, but he'll lean on you, get the 3-4, and then like you said, Felix, in the fourth quarter, those 3-4 yard runs become, depending on the running back, becomes 13, 15, 20, 30 yard runs. You know what I mean? So I think it's a very good point.
Yeah, and running backs are very similar to quarterbacks, and they need rhythm too. And I think Washington, and this is another Cliff thing, like you'll see Chris Rodder get the whole first quarter. Like he's good and he's on. The next thing you know, you see Bill out there in the second quarter. Now Bill's now cold because he kind of sat for a quarter. You lose the guy that's in rhythm, and it's a different running back, so he's pressing the hole different. And that's different. And then McNichols comes in, and he's different. And there's never a running back that's really getting into a rhythm as a runner. Now, everyone has a change of pace back and a back that comes in and takes some snaps, but that guy needs to get in rhythm. That's what those good running backs do. So even at Derrick Henry, he's got to get in rhythm of the game. And you see when the Ravens offense is disjointed is what? He isn't running the ball.
Yes. They're not the same. They're not the same.
But that's what you and Kareem in the Baltimore chat.
Yeah, I know, right? We do it all the time. Yeah. We talk about that all the time. It's crazy.
My bad.
No, it's cool.
We
talk about it all the time. Which that's a topic of discussion.
But
all the
everybody
time.
sees it. Everyone sees it. But
Yeah.
the guy who should really see it. Like,
Yeah. So it's crazy. Like it's crazy when you see it. Like even like and you when put it into Washington terms. We and Felix, me and you discussed this. We discussed this on a prior show. Like people get fixated on Cliff's offense in terms of throwing the football, and that the idea is that Cliff is a guy who throws the ball, but Washington's offense had so much success last year because they ran the football. They're
right.
more of a running team than actually a passing team, to be real with
They
you.
really are.
Yeah,
They really are. He's not air raid like Texas Tech.
Yeah,
it's not that.
So when he doesn't do it, he's really going against the strength of the team. That's the crazy part of it.
Yeah, like Washington's best unit, top to bottom, is their offensive line right now.
Yes.
And you need to lean on your offensive line. And I think somebody asked me on another media platform, who is the underrated player of the year? Like, it's been a bad year. And I said Chris Paul. And think of where, it was Brandon Coleman and then Chris Paul went in that line. And you haven't heard his name.
Man, he been killing, bro. He been killing.
Between him and Tunsil and Biotish, you haven't heard anything about that line. And you're just sitting there like, sometimes you have to go back and look like, was Chris Paul out there? And you see him out there and he's making these blocks, he's making these plays. I was like, that's somebody that came from the previous regime that's been coached up to this level. So, sorry, but I just had to bring that out because that's the strength of this team is the line. Like, they need to be using the line. Like, Washington was so effective last year of possessing the ball and going down the field. They did that against Minnesota for the first couple drives. Possess the ball, run the ball, lean on that line, which is really good. And what you would say the weakest is Connerly, and think how good Connerly has been now.
He's gotten better, man. He's gotten better.
Versus his first 2 weeks.
Yeah,
like, gotta lean on that line.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter who's back there.
Yeah, I agree. John said 100%. He said, other than its best unit, it's the only one uninjured unit.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That is you have your 5, like plus your 6 and your 7. You don't even dress. You don't even dress Trent Scott.
Yeah.
Like, because your line is that healthy.
Yeah. It's true. And I think Brandon Coleman, even using him as like that extra lineman, has been really good. I think Brandon Coleman's still good. I just feel like, I think it's a credit to Chris Paul, to be honest with you.
Chris Paul was not denied being on that field. And Chris Paul changed his body, he changed his technique. He put in a lot of work in the offseason, and he earned that. Like, and it wasn't like you were like, oh my God, it's a drop off. No, it wasn't. Like, him and Tunsil worked really well together. That is a very good pairing out there. So I think that's more of Chris Paul really did his thing. Now, how does Coleman respond? Like, now that saying where's your best place to be on the field, and that's going to be competing at that left guard, because that's the only place you're really going to have a competition battle. You're not going to go against Connerly because they drafted him. Cosby's an all-pro.
Yeah.
Tunsil's an all-pro.
Oh man,
going to be Hall of Famer.
They're gonna resign that dude.
Biotish, you're not a center, so this is your one chance. Is here.
Yeah, I'll say this is crazy. All right, I want to get your honest assessment. You're right, honest assessment, because I believe this, but I acknowledge that this kid like Conley has gotten better. So this is not a knock on Shea or anybody, but I will say this though. Who do you feel like had a better rookie year at tackle? I know there's 2 separate tackles, Brandon Coleman or Connerly. Because I would make the argument say Brandon Coleman was better as a rookie tackle compared to Connerly.
No, I will say, because it's hard because they're right and left.
Yeah.
But Coleman, I think, had the better flashes. Now, I'll go back to a game, the Cleveland Browns game.
That's what I'm saying.
Myles Garrett did nothing against Washington. Yeah, he was on Coleman.
Yeah.
And you also, I'll bring up Cincinnati with Hendrickson.
Yeah, that too.
You did not hear those guys. Yeah. Now, it got a little rough when you got to the Eagles, but he was banged up.
He was banged up, though. Yeah.
He was banged up. I forget, the guard was banged. Like, it was a little bit more in that.
Yeah.
But those flashes you saw from Coleman, you're like, Hendrickson ain't there, and Myles Garrett, and you're like, oh wow, that's pretty darn good. Now Connerly has been
He's been good though.
The last 6-7 weeks, he's been there. Like, if you want to see good tape on him, go watch the Denver game. He was amazing in that game. And that pass interference they called, no, the guy fell. The one that took Debo's touchdown away, or Terry's touchdown away, in overtime. But he has, and that's against Denver's ends. Yeah. And like you see it gaining steam. Yeah. Now, what I want to see from him is how his body changes. Because right now he's the college kind of tackle. He has to look like an NFL tackle. Yeah, he has to get on a good eating program and see how his body changes in the year too. But you make a very valid question, and if you want to just go off the aspects of it, Coleman in those big moments had better moments than that. But Connolly had maybe the toughest run out the gate.
No, he did though. I'm gonna be fair. He did. That's a murderous row.
That was bad. Yeah, that was row. And even the worst team in that, the Raiders, still had Max Crosby. And it's just like, where did he go? The Giants DNs to Micah to Max Crosby to what's the?
Now he had Burns. It was Burns first.
It was Burns.
Burns was like they were rotating. They were rotating on his side. Like they was.
Yeah, they were coming after. They came after him.
Yeah.
So you had him. Then you had Micah. Then you had Max Crosby. Then you had the Georgia kid that the Falcons had. Then you were just like.
They was going after him. They were going after him.
And they should.
Yeah.
But that he learned good. And I think when Allegretti was really bad next to him.
Yeah.
And I think that's the miscalculation. When they put Wiley there, he got better. And then now that Cosby's there, he got even better.
Yeah.
Because that does matter as a tackle.
Yeah. They got your guard together. Because at first, even when Cosby got, because Cosby wasn't Cosby yet. And I think Cosby, you ain't going to get the best version of Cosby until next year anyway. So it doesn't really.
I think when you get 100% go Cosby next year.
It's gonna be different.
Line's gonna be.
It's gonna be different. No, I agree with you, Felix. I like it because I was at a point. Personally, I wanted the red shirt Cosby. That's how much I value Cosby. I value Cosby a lot. But I get it though. You want to, I'm not gonna knock a player for trying to play. I just know that this version of Cosby will not be the version of Cosby we see in 2020, 2026. I know that already. Like I know that we're getting all pro Cosby in 2026. But yeah, so that makes it like reason I mentioned Brandon Coleman because because somebody said is he a draft? Could he be I think John asked could he be a draft chip? And because I'm trying to find the tweet.
That's a good question. See him as a trade piece.
Yeah, could he be? Because he has because he does have ability. And he's not gonna. And I think the way, and I'm gonna be real with you, the way Chris Paul is playing, I think Chris Paul is showing himself the way his film has been. He's to me borderline, just like how I view Cosby. He to me in a year, I can see him be an all-pro guard. That's how good he looks. So I don't see him cracking the lineup.
Yeah, because I mean, do you keep him he's your swing tackle, but does he? I mean, that's what you're looking at because you're going to re-sign Tunsil in the offseason.
Yes, that's a guarantee.
Because Tunsil is. That was worth every penny. He was what he was advertised.
Every dime.
So you got that out the way. Mm-hmm. You drafted Connerly on the right, which he's done very well. Now Paul has interjected himself on the left guard. So it's either if somebody gets real tackle heavy or tackle light and they need a tackle, they may come a calling. You might have to do it.
Exactly.
Because the way you're looking at it looks like Fant was just a body to pick up.
Yeah,
he's not going to be around. And then are they really? How high are they on Trent Scott now that he's pretty much become an active guy now?
Yeah,
and Trent, this is 10 years in the league for Trent, and he's a lighter tackle. He's light.
Yes,
he's very light.
Yeah, we saw it in the Eagles game. We saw what.
Yeah, he had to go against Jordan Carter or Jalen Carter, and that didn't work out too well.
Yeah, so we know what he is. We know his limitations. He fights hard. We know his limitations. But it's tough because I do think it does show depth of if they decide to keep him and not trade him because having a guy who could be a starting tackle or guard is really that's a
valuable piece.
It's like having Ray Brown back in the day. The Washington used to have him as a backup tackle guard, and it was like, dang,
this guy can start, but and then they're using them as the heavy tight end, which I believe will continue regardless if Cliff's here or if it's another OC. That is your heavy tight end. So I think you keep him unless some team gets really tackle light and they come offering a second.
Yeah.
Then there's a discussion to be had.
You got to for a
you
second.
Then you got to train him for a second. But I think they hold on to him because, NFL, something can happen, and then you got somebody there, he can go right in and play. Because you remember he started every game of one last year?
Yeah, he played it. Yeah. And a lot of, and I remember going. Go ahead.
One last thing.
Yeah.
You brought up Connerly. This is my one plus to Connerly. He's played every single offensive snap this season.
That's dope.
Knock on wood.
That's good.
He's the only one. So you're throwing that in there. Connerly's shown durability, which
it's important.
You gotta have.
It's very important. That's very important. I agree. I think that I like this comment by Todd. Says you got to keep Coleman like the NBA. You need a 6-man like Coleman, who is on a rookie contract that can play multiple positions. Yeah, he's on a rookie deal, so you definitely
you keep that. Yeah, the value's there.
Value's there.
You sound pretty smart, whoever that was. You want to run the Wizards? No?
Taj? Yeah, Taj.
Asking, I mean, like, asking for myself, really.
That's a whole different discussion, man.
Oh, Lord, we ain't really there.
Taj says, watch the history of having linemen that can play multiple positions like Ray Brown and or McKenzie. Yeah,
you don't forget McKenzie. That's McKenzie, but that was my guy.
Yeah,
that was my guy. He was there. Wherever you needed him, he was there.
Yeah. Yeah, I love what they have on the offensive line. I do like it because it has been built up. At first, obviously, I still felt like they could have got a better player in the draft defensively. That's personally. I just thought the value of what was available out there compared to Connerly was my thing. But I get it.
It wasn't. It was more of a luxury pick, and I think the way they attacked it was they attacked it at a position of luxury versus absolute need. And now you're going to be like, well, we got pieces to build. And I think
that's true.
But I think AP's original plan is working. Well, it's working on one side of the ball because they saw it's the trenches that they saw Washington was deficient in. And they've built one of those sides really well. Yeah. And I think the other side has just been imploded by injuries. And I think Dorrance has the biggest part to play in it because once he got hurt, the pass rush for Washington disappeared. You haven't seen a pass rush since Dorrance left. So, you lost 3 defensive ends. Like it's a thing over there. But now you're gonna have to get some young horses over there somehow. Well, I think free agency is gonna be the way to attack the D line.
I just feel like I'll talk about that one, but I want to get some shot. I appreciate you, my guy. Says I was surprised your voice ain't got more followers. I'll be speaking some real. I'll be speaking some real stuff. Oh, y'all be speaking some real stuff. Appreciate you, my guy. So
appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you. Like this is my thing about how they tackled the offseason. It's crazy because I knew in my mind I was like I don't think they did enough on defense. I said this like before the season started. I was like they ain't doing enough. They ain't doing enough for this defense to be good. Like I was like, they ain't doing enough. And I was like, because there's no knock on the players they brought in. Dorrance Armstrong, I agree with you. Like, and I liked him last year. So I liked Dorrance Armstrong last year. But I was like, you need to bring in guys because you got Jayden on a rookie deal. You got to take advantage of this. Like, you got to take advantage of this. This is this is Jayden on his rookie deal. You got to go out there and look and bring in dudes who that can really change the game. Like, no knock on Will Harris. Like, Will Harris is a good player. But I'm gonna put it this way: if anybody in their world was like, we lost Will Harris, and this is going to be the detriment to my defense, that's a problem. like it ain't like we lost Sean Taylor, our defense sucks. Yeah, that makes sense. We lost whatever. Will Harris is going to ruin our secondary. No, that shouldn't be a thing. Like that shouldn't be a thing. Like you need to build around it even more. If that's the case, like if you put in because the money dictates how valuable you thought Will Harris was prior. Like he ain't getting paid that much. You know what I mean? To be your end all be all. Now I'm not saying a bad player, but I'm just saying like you need to bring in players who can match your defensive coordinator's issues. You know what I mean? Like I said this before. Like look at the Rams, right? I use Raheem Morris as an example. I like Raheem Morris. I'm not saying he's a bad or good defensive coordinator when he was a defensive coordinator. but they also made sure that it was easy for him to have a successful defensive unit because all they did was stack him with defensive dogs. You know what I mean? Like in the off season. So I would say the same thing for like no one. Everybody knows I wasn't a big Joe Witt Jr. fan anyway, but
That's
I
true.
was saying to myself, all right, if you want him to be successful, then you have to spend money on that defense and bring in real dudes. That way he can learn on the fly and be a better defensive coordinator rather than saying, okay, I need you to be, say, a Brian Flores, one of them dudes who knows how to kind of mix and match things around, or a guy that we had here in DC years ago in Greg Williams, who can kind of play with the pieces and make individuals better.
Yeah, I think, and I don't know this for a fact. This is a guess.
Yeah.
That, and I go to the owners. They saw the run. They were like, all right, let's add pieces to the defense, but not let's go like, here's a blank check. Do what you need to do, because they didn't spend as much as they could have in free agency.
Exactly.
So I think now, the assessment will be to go do that, because you're going to have probably $100 million when you release Lattimore at the end of the year. So you'll have $100 million. You can go be aggressive, because I know this for a fact. They wanted to bring Chin back.
I know that. Yeah, I know.
And then Chin ended up with his agent, who's Terry McLaurin's agent, ended up going to the Raiders in the middle of the night. That kind of threw Washington off. That rover safety kind of guy. And Will Harris was the best available in that position.
I agree.
So
I agree with that.
When I always would say, when I would say that Will Harris is the most important player on defense, everyone laughed at me. I was like, in the way this defense is constructed, he is. Now, that's not saying he's the best safety in the league or the worst safety in the league. I mean, that's just how the defense works.
Yeah.
So when that piece was removed, the defense went off a cliff. But I think you have to go hard at least 2 DBs and at least a rush-in and free agency.
I agree.
And if a young linebacker pops up from a team that's linebacker heavy, get one of those too. And then you draft what comes up, which is best talent.
Yeah.
Because whoever it is, Washington is deficient in game-changing defensive players. Washington has offensive game-change players. They have Jayden. They have Terry. I mean, Bill has shown flashes of that. Like, you have some players on the offense that can do that. You don't have any on the defense that can do that. So and I didn't even give a fair assessment to Trey, because I think Amos is really good, but he was in a bad defense.
Yeah, like, he's really good, though.
So he's really good, but what can he really be? So I think in the offseason, they have to throw a lot of money at that. So you sign Tunsil, get him taken care of, and then you go after defense. You got to go get the premier rush, whatever the premier defensive end is on the market. Got to go get that. Because you expect Dorrance to be back on one side, and you'll have that premier rush on the other. Then you draft players. So if you're in the 4th pick, and the boy from the school down south, I'm not gonna say it because I know y'all got other issues going on up in that school. We ain't gonna say it. But if Downs is there, you go get him. If Bain is there, you go get him.
Facts.
Like, that's who you go get. Like, you got to get one of those type guys. And then you have that structure of, now let's mix and match up front. And that'll work for any defense.
Yeah, you go out. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I think that's how you have to attack it. But I think Harris and the group have to say, Adam, go be aggressive. And answer that question, Von Miller, I do keep Von Miller, because Von Miller was only supposed to be a rotational, situational pass run. And he ended up having to play more snaps than what he was supposed to be, which loses his effectiveness. So I do bring Von Miller back on the sheet. Absolutely, I do. Because, he's been whatever, and he has 6.5 sacks. So
that's wild. I know. I be saying that. Like, that's crazy that he has like that. I know. It's crazy.
They brought him in to be that third down impact, get off the field sack, but now he has 6.5 sacks. So, like, So you do bring him back.
Yeah, I agree. Wait, here, Paul has a question for you. What's up, Paul? Says, Felix, is it time to change? Get Cliff Kubiak for head coach. You got it. See, there you go. For head coach. He said for head coach.
Yeah,
Not
he did say
Isaac.
that. He did
I
say
want no
LC.
Paul. He got an agenda. I know. I got him. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm not mad at the question, Paul. One of our friends of the show has talked to some of the players, and I've talked to some of the players too.
Mm-hmm.
None of the players, a lot of the players are here because of Dan Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say that without revealing names, some of the bigger people we brought in are here because of Quinn and love what Quinn is doing. Not necessarily, I'm not talking X and O's, I'm talking about culture and stuff in the building.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think he needs to be replaced after this year. Now, it'll show a lot for me who he hires as defensive coordinator.
There you go.
And that will dictate how long he's here. And I'll say that with all sincerity. If he goes and somebody mentioned this the other night, because I'm in Tampa. If Bowles get fired from Tampa Bay, which Tampa would be foolish to do.
It would be stupid. But go ahead, though. I'm sorry.
But if they did it, Quinn should be on the next thing smoking down here and hire Bowles as defensive coordinator.
Hell yeah.
Now, I don't expect him to do that, but you've got to get that type. You've got to get that type guy. So you need somebody out of that Bowles.
What about Al Harris?
I think Al Harris wouldn't be a bad thing because he was an aggressive player. So I'm assuming him to be an aggressive coach.
Me too.
What you have to get is an aggressive defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
But right now, Joe Witt is not aggressive.
No, he's too
Dan
passive.
Quinn is really not aggressive. If you look at the Seattle defense, the Seattle defenses were very basic, but they were loaded.
On the back end,
they were just bullied. I mean,
you had Earl Thomas.
Boom in the back.
Earl Thomas, man.
You had a 22-year-old,
Bobby
Wagner, and you had four guys who could go after the quarterback. Yeah. They just mauled you. So you didn't have to be exotic. Yeah. I think you're going to have to find an exotic, aggressive coach to coach the defense. Al Harris would be a thing. I mean, if somebody out of D'Amico Ryan's staff is available, like, I know D'Amico Ryan's is leaving, but I know he has some people who in that mold. Because if you look at the Texans defense, they're amazing. Mm-hmm. That's who you kind of need.
Man, that defense is so lit, man. That defense is so good.
It's amazing.
It is so good, man.
And then a player go down, they bring in another kid you don't really know, and they're like, oh my God. Like,
D'Amico is a genius with coach. He's an awesome defense. He's an awesome defensive mind.
That's awesome. The defensive coach that probably will fester in the NFL. Quinn is kind of the older breed.
Yeah.
Where you can tell those guys play for D'Amico
They
Ryan.
play for D'Amico, man. They play for D'Amico. You see it though. That energy, you see it, man.
Absolutely.
See it. What my man Mr. 804 said, but are we going to run this, sugar honey iced tea back through a free agency? Are we really going to try to build this team? Because I get a little frustrated with that.
I mean, you're gonna have to. You have more money than you have draft picks.
True.
You have more money than you have draft picks. And Wole already said, you're going into year 3 of Jayden's rookie contract. You've got to get some people in here and make that run. Yeah. This has to happen now.
Yeah.
Let's go. So you like I said, my theory, you keep 4 or wherever you are going to be and get a Caleb Downs or Bain or one of those guys. Or the DM from Texas A&M.
Yeah, they always got a good one.
You got to get one of those guys. You got to get a guy. Now, if you trade back, I don't know who's really going to trade up, but then you still have to draft a defensive guy. I don't think you can just say somebody's going to come and give me all these picks for pick number 5 in this upcoming draft because there's not a lot of quarterbacks there.
Yeah. Mr. 804, I think, you said my thing is APRE went after defensive players and it didn't work out for us this past season. But he went after cheap ones. That's my problem. He went after cheap ones. That was my thing. He got to go after the real ones. The ones that are really on the market.
Money out.
Yeah, you got to put some money out. Yeah, go ahead.
Kinlaw probably would be his best defensive signing. And the run game at times defense has been better. But then, like, if you look at Miami, or when they played in Madrid, if Payne's not there, and they're not there, it's 3 people on Kinlaw.
Yeah.
Like, it's, but Kinlaw, for his strengths, is not a, like, game record,
not a game changer
type guy. So, you got to go out there and spend money. You got to go get, like, Thibodeau or the guy from, what's the kid from Jacksonville? Or
Josh Allen.
Yeah, you got to go get one of those. You got to go get one of those DMs and put real money into it. Yeah. So I hear what you're saying, though, for it. But like Wole said, he kind of went to Marshalls, and you kind of need him to go, go to the real stuff. Don't go to Target.
Go to
Tyson's too, like the real Tyson's. Like put money up.
Yeah, don't go to Shoppers, go to Whole Foods. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, you gotta kind of like you got to
step up. You have to step up, and I think they're gonna have to because, like we said, now you're on year 3 of Jayden. You got to.
Nah, I'm with it, man. I said, okay, Felix, should he bring in Clay Kubiak for OC because Cliff can't elevate JD?
Now, my thought earlier in the year was Cliff was the one that was going to go. Mm-hmm. Now, there's still a decent amount of college head coaching jobs open.
Yeah,
I don't think when the few more NFL jobs open, I don't think Cliff is getting any of those now.
Me either.
Like, if he would have had the defense from the offense of last year and they still were putting up those type numbers, then I would say yes. You'd see him in Miami. You could see him in New York. You could see him in some of those places. Mm-hmm. Not quite sure if you're going to now. Mm-hmm. Would it be enough to replace him? Because you lost Tavita. Tavita's gone.
Yeah.
I'm not for or getting rid of Cliff, but if Cliff is gone, Kubiak would be a nice replacement. But I'm not advocating for that.
I know you're saying. Gotcha.
The likelihood of him getting an NFL job is a lot slimmer
than it was before.
I think college would have to be his option if he wants to be a head coach right now. I really can't tell if he wants to be a college head coach or NFL OC. That's kind of hard. Now, we kind of knew if a head coaching job comes to calling, he would go.
He would go, yeah. Yeah, I know that. I know he wants to be a head coach. To your point, I don't know if he wants to be a college head coach. I'm not sure. That's a good point. All right, let's go back to this game real quick. All right, so what does Mariota as the starting quarterback? What position? What players benefit with Mariota as a starting quarterback? Which player?
I think it'll help Terry because he's going to go through the play.
Okay.
The issue is going to be the tight end, and if you notice, Ertz was starting to creep up with getting receptions, getting more involved in the offense.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's going to be against this Giants front without a certified tight end. So I think McNichols is going to be elevated, and I think Terry's going to be elevated because they're going to be getting the ball outside fairly quick.
All right. Okay. All right. Noah Brown is like a captain. I have like my issues. I'm not going to lie to you. I like Treylon Burks, and I just want him to get touches. I do want him to get touches, and I feel like no knock on Noah Brown, man. I'm sure he's a splendid individual as a person. I'm sure he's a great person. But
you just don't like Buckeyes, man.
No, actually, look, Terry's a Buckeye, and I love Terry.
And so is Noah.
I know, but he ain't producing enough for me. He on the field. He ain't on the field enough for me. Put it that way.
And I agree with you. Treylon Burks should be playing more. Yeah. He should have got more burn last week because you want to see him with Jayden. You want to see how that would work. But you see Mariota, they scheme some plays for Treylon Burks. Yeah. I don't know if they're scheming plays for Noah Brown.
Yeah. So
and whoever question has popped up, I really can't answer that. There is an affinity for Noah Brown that I cannot explain. Now, Noah does a good job. He's a good blocker.
Yeah,
he's a good backside guy when he's in rhythm.
Yeah.
But he's a really guy. Is the best way I can describe it. I'm not anti Noah, but I do think that a Burks has some talent that you need to try to evaluate.
Yes, agreed. That's my
You
thing.
know what Noah Brown's going to be. Noah Brown is Noah Brown.
There you go.
You do not quite know what Burks will be.
Yes.
So give him some chances against against the Giants, who can be easily susceptible deep in the secondary.
Exactly.
Like very easily deep. So that's what I would prefer to see. I can't answer the Noah Brown question.
Yeah.
I like Noah Brown's a good person.
Yeah.
Good dude.
Mm-hmm.
I can't answer that question for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the answer.
Yeah, I'm with you, my guy. You said question from Todd says, who are you evaluating the most this season, player wise and position wise?
Well, I went to the line because I really want to see the line because that group is going to be here next year.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird. I do want to see the tackles because you don't know outside Kinlaw will be back, but do you really know is DeRyan back? Who else? Is Eddie Goldman back? What are you doing with Johnny Newton? He's not having a good season, so I want to look there, see what's going on there, and then I got to see what corners are going to compete because realistically, Washington should be looking for 2 starters in the secondary next year. You need to have who's going to be the cornerback opposite of Trey Amos, and who's going to be your free safety.
I get you. I mean, I think Mikey been good when they put him outside, but not
Mikey struggled, and part of it is the inside.
Yeah.
And I told people this in August. I was like, I like Mikey in the slot, but when teams start putting tight ends on him, or it started with the Falcons who put Drake London in the slot, and the Cowboys put CeeDee Lamb in the slot. Everybody started putting their number 1 guy in the slot on Mikey, and he was getting physically beat.
Yeah.
So I think Mikey, they got to find where Mikey best plays and make that determination.
Yeah.
And then decide if they need a nickel or an outside.
I agree. I agree.
But I think part of that is Joe Witt's scheme. But part of that is he was getting manhandled in the slot because they threw bigger guys at him.
But we saw that the thing about it is what bothers me is we kind of saw it last year, though.
But, I mean, it's a little different when you're outside and you're going against a bigger guy.
Yeah.
The sidelines your help. Your leverages are different.
Yeah.
When they flex out and it's Laporta from the Lions. Now, Mikey, for all his skills, is not going to beat Laporta.
Yeah, because
it's just, I mean,
that's
just what it is.
It is. The big,
so it's not a knock on Mikey. I just think, like Bobby, he was put in some bad spots. And his confidence is 0 too.
Yeah,
Especially after that Madrid when he muffed the punt.
Yeah.
He wore that one hard.
Yeah, but he bounced back. What was after that game? It wasn't
the next week against Denver. He had a good game.
He played good against Denver. He's, to me, the style they're playing now, he's playing more zone. I think it works out for him. He's been good reacting. He's just better. We saw him inside last year, and look, out in Michigan, he played inside a lot. So it wasn't like he was really good at inside in Michigan. But again, that was a different defense. The way their style was a different defense compared.
I'm about to say their style was
more aggressive.
They had Hutchins up on the line, they were getting after the quarterback.
Yeah, going after the quarterback.
So I only have to defend for 4 seconds.
Facts.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
and this is hard on our secondary because they have to defend for 5, 6, 7 seconds.
That too.
Because no one's getting there.
Yeah, that's too.
That's hard for any NFL guy. I can get you for a couple seconds, but now you're drifting, now you're sprinting across the field and you have leverage on me, and now you caught the ball for a 25-yard gain, and it looks like I blew a coverage, but I did cover you for 5 seconds.
Yeah, no, that's true. Because we all know the pass rush goes hand in hand with coverage. So we know that that's just basic football. All right, so going into zooming out, what does a strong Week 15 performance mean for the Commanders moving forward, regardless of the final score?
That they are still where they need to be in the division, and that matters. Giants have had their struggles, but if Giants can beat Washington, they need to. If the Giants beat Washington, they feel they're on the right path. Washington needs to let them know where they are in the hierarchy, that you're not in the discussion for this division. So, like, that's why these games matter. The division games matter. Vaughn said it the other day, trying to be a thorn in their side. Like, you need to be. And you need to not, like, Philly know, like, if they have to play a game on week 18, they're going to get hit. So I think that's where these matter. Like, you got to play these games for those reasons. These players are not thinking about tanking. They're playing for their own career, and they've lost 10 straight. They're trying to win a game.
Definitely trying to win. I mean, you ain't going out there being trying to win.
Right.
I don't know. That's more people, folks who ain't trying to win. That's more like coaches or whatever. Or front office. They try to make a situation. They try to be Geppetto with a situation, make you not win. But players are always going to try to win. They're on the football field. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm excited to see certain players play too. I want to see. I hope, and I really hope that Jordan McGee gets to play some middle linebacker. I hope Ben Sinnott, we get to see what he can or can't do at tight end. I like Ben Sinnott in college, but I'm not like everybody. I think there's a reason why. I mean, I'm not like everybody else who says like he gotta see Burn. I think he has to earn his keep. You know what I mean? I think Yankov looked better than Ben Sinnott at times, but I used to see it like when I used to like go when I went to camp went to camp last year. I thought Yankov looked better. And Yankov looked better in preseason games to me. So it's up to what Ben Sinnott can. That's on Ben Sinnott. But I am excited to see what he's learned this season. And I want to see like what's up with Tyler Owens. What's up with him?
Well, I mean, he's just not seeing the field on defense. I think he had a lot of mental wrong mistakes sort of deal. Like McGee made plays. If you saw McGee out there, McGee made plays. And even when he wasn't making plays, he was right there. Like he was where he was supposed to be. Like sometimes he got beat by a better player or whatever, but he was in the lane. Owens was just lost.
Yeah, facts.
And so he's going to take a lot of refinement. I mean, he's doing all his specials, but it's just hard. Like, I mean, he's not really good as a cover, like, in this type defense. When he was at Texas Tech, they kind of had that cover 3 where he could fit in that defense. He didn't fit in how this defense operates, realistically.
Yeah, I agree. I think that when I look at when I saw, you can see with Owens though, like you saw it, like because I think a lot of people who were backing Owens they became quiet.
They got quiet, yeah,
because of it. It's true.
And Owens is an athletic freak.
I know.
And if you could just get him in man coverage, he's pretty good. But when you have to start passing people off and slip the zone, his eyes are like a rookie. His eyes are all over the place. And when you're standing still and everyone else is moving, you're done as a defender. Like you're done. Like so. He's got a lot of work to do on that end. So that's why you see McGee out there, but you don't see Owens.
Paul said, do you agree with this? I can't judge players under the wit, to be honest. Do you agree with that?
I do to a certain extent because like I just said with Owens doesn't fit into the Joe Witt scheme.
Okay.
That's not defense for him.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of it.
Would it be more like
a team?
Honestly, that'd be funny. Would it be more of a I'm not trying to be funny. Del Rio Rivera?
He would be more of a Del Rio type guy. He would be I'm trying to think of guys right now. Buffalo
would it be would it be a Landon Collins? He would play Landon Collins' role, right?
Yeah, he would be like that Buffalo nickel. He would be I'm trying to think of teams that are playing this defense now. Kansas City plays a variation of it.
Okay.
San Diego, not San Diego, the Chargers play a variation of it where they have that, that Derwin James sort of kind of does everything. That's the kind of defense that would be for him. Like he doesn't fit the Will Harris sort of role because Will Harris is required to cover more and play more deeper zone, which is not his thing.
Hey, Mr. 804, man, I appreciate you, my guy. That's like I appreciate.
Yeah, I do appreciate you, dog.
Yeah, man,
appreciate that.
Real talk, dope. Man. Really do. Hey, so all right, for like, what's the keys for a Commanders victory?
They run the ball. They got to run the ball, neutralize. Make Jackson Dart a quarterback and not a running back. And get some explosive plays. Like, got to get some shots. Nobody nickels and dimes down the field anymore. This is not that type of league. This is a big shot league. And I think Washington has been devoid of big shot plays. And I think that was one of the drop-offs from last season. They had a lot of big shot plays that we haven't seen this year. So get a couple big shot plays, run the ball under center to Rodriguez, and make Jackson Dart a quarterback and make him stand in the pocket and throw.
Yeah, I think definitely get some turnovers. They barely get turnovers, man. Like they just get some turnovers. Like it's like Dan Quinn.
Couldn't get turnovers against JJ.
I know. That's crazy.
Sorry,
it's okay.
Not personal.
No, it's cool. And I love JJ. JJ tends to this year. JJ turns the ball over. It's a fact.
And Washington couldn't do it.
Yeah, they couldn't do it. But also like folks, they were throwing shade at my man JJ, and JJ, as I mean, I will say this. I don't know, you would like, again, Felix, you've been around you're around the squad, but I personally felt like all the talk prior to that game was like kind of like you overlooking JJ to a point where that's why you still at the end of the day got to respect your opponent. Doesn't really matter who.
Like you have to, and they had to realize he was playing. They weren't getting whoever that kid was who played last week.
That was even worse because that was even worse than JJ.
Like that kid, whoever he was, should not touch the NFL field ever again.
Yeah,
that was bad. Yeah. And granted, that was his first NFL start, but my God.
Yeah.
So you weren't getting that kid. You had to know you were getting an aggressive JJ. And someone said it. I don't know if it was you, somebody else. With Quinn's defenses always have struggled against Shanahan type offensives. It has. And that's what O'Connell comes from.
Yeah.
Same as Green Bay.
Yeah.
Same as like you see the teams that come from that tree. Yeah. Washington have a problem with. I think the best one they handled were the Dolphins.
That's the best one.
That was the best one.
True. Very
out
true.
of that Shanahan West Coast offense tree.
Yeah. It has been. They've been struggling against that offense. He has been struggling with that. And even in Dallas, he has. Yep. That defense struggles against that type of offense.
That's why they never beat the 49ers in the playoffs, and Green Bay would get them. Like it would be those type guys.
Yeah. Key to victory. Todd says Marcus eliminate those one or two boneheaded plays. He can't help it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Cliff runs the ball. Defense create pressure. Marcus gonna give you one, bro. I ain't gonna hold y'all. He gonna give you one.
He give you one, and he kind of. It was almost like the Heineke one.
Yeah.
You just hoped it was in the first quarter.
Exactly, dog. He gonna get you one.
It's not as bad as Heineke, but he does. Like
I know, for real.
You had the throw last week and he came in for Jayden. Mm-hmm. You had that one in the second quarter where he just threw it to the other team. Then you had the one in the overtime in Madrid.
Oh, I just read it. I'm reading this. I'm reading one. It says, I'm probably going to catch a lot of heat for this, but fellas, we're going to lose tomorrow. The chemistry is all jacked up on the Commander side. Look, it can happen. I think it can happen.
It's the NFL. I think this season the NFL has won because of parity, but you just don't know. Like there are games you're in your mind, like last week, Tampa's going to beat New Orleans at home. You don't have to worry about that. And then they lost. Mm-hmm. You see this all over the league. So can the Giants win? Absolutely. I wouldn't be shocked if the Giants win by 2 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. But can Washington win by 2 touchdowns? I think they can.
Yeah, they can win. I think it's put it this way, it's winnable on both sides. That's how I look at this game. It's a 50-50 game. I ain't gonna hold you. It's a 50-50 game to me. It's not even. Yeah. It's not.
Is it a coin toss? Is it a coin flip game?
Yeah.
Coin flip like your boy did today at the Army-Navy game? Or no?
I ain't see that game. What happened?
No, you gotta go look at the clip.
I gotta look at the clip. All right, yeah, let me look at the clip because I've been streaming for like back-to-back hours right now. Yeah, I wouldn't bet on this game. Like I wouldn't bet on it.
Oh, I wouldn't bet. Oh no,
no.
I would bet stats. I would bet player props. I would. And a result? Nah, I can't do that.
Nah, I can't do that. Because I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I thought, and Felix, I'll be real. Like, I ain't think we were gonna make JJ look like that. So after that, I know I can't trust this team because Jackson Dart has looked way more impressive than JJ.
I think Jackson Dart has been lined up when he doesn't take stupid hits. Yeah.
Like, he can.
And heck, I would be scared if he did take hit Because I would be scared of Jameis.
Jameis, yeah, for real. Like, for real.
Now, if Russ started out there, I would feel
a lot better. Yeah, then I can guarantee.
I wouldn't even trust if Jameis came in.
Yeah,
Jameis would throw the ball all over the place.
Yeah, I agree with that. And honestly, if Russ trotted out there, I feel real comfortable. Jameis, I'd be like, oh, it's about to be a long day.
Yeah,
a long day. Hey, Felix, man, appreciate you as always, man. Before we end this stream, how can folks catch your content and catch you on social media?
Yeah, follow me at Felix Trammell on X, on Instagram, on Blue Sky. I just hope I get this flight out of here tomorrow to snowy New York for this game. If not, I won't be watching down here. But that's where they can find me. Find me on there, hit me up, find all my work there.
Yeah, hey, man, make sure y'all hit my man up, man. Felix is dope, one of the best reporters out here for Commanders content. So you already know what time it is, man. Hit him up. What did Paul say? Paul said Dart will be 20 for 25, 275 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, it's possible. It's all possible.
I mean, I don't disagree with that.
I don't disagree. I don't doubt anything when it comes to the defense. All right. Anyway, man, appreciate everybody in the chat for pulling up. Anyway, you've been listening to the Urban Sports Scene for ages. Ayedig deuces. We are out. Peace.
Swag.